friends and family. I am back with week 6, day 5 in the series I'm doing with Christ Memorial Lutheran Church about knowing God. And this week we are talking about how the Lord provides. And I've talked so far about the physical and the spiritual side of it. And today I want to talk about the name for God that means that, and then also what that means for us. So first of all, the name that means the Lord provides, what we often say is Jehovah Jireh. And this is what you'll probably hear say. You might see it in a book or something. But if you read the Hebrew in the Bible, the name is Yaweh. The first part of that Yahweh is the Israelites' name for God. We usually translate it as I am. It's used throughout the Old Testament, but that is the name for God, talking about the essence of God. I am. And Yira is translated in this case as to provide, but when translating, some words have different meanings depending on context, and this word can also mean to see. So Yahweh Yireh encompasses this idea of God providing, but also that he can know our needs. So Yahweh Yireh, he sees, he provides, but he knows our needs and he provides for them. So that is Yahweh Yireh, is the name for God. And what does that mean for us, though, that God provides for us? Well, we're going to be looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 7 through 11. And that says, "Each man should give what he has decided in his heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. As it is written, He has scattered abroad his gifts to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. You will be made rich in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion, and through us your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God." God knows the needs of all people. He knows what you need right now and what those around you need right now, as well as what those around you will need and what you will need in the future. God is able to provide for all of those needs. And now provision for that might come through someone else, or it might come through you. God will provide enough for you, and he might provide extra, and then you can then share that with others. You might be his way of providing for someone else. God is going to provide enough for you. We've looked at that all week, both spiritually and physically. And he might also provide extra. And if he provides extra, he definitely wants you to share that. But even if he doesn't provide extra, he still wants you to be generous with what you have, knowing that he will provide all you need. So if you feel like you just barely have enough to survive today or tomorrow or the next week, God still wants you to be generous with what you have, knowing that he will provide enough for tomorrow, even if you feel like being generous won't allow you to have enough for tomorrow. He will provide enough. Also, he knows if he's wanting you to provide for someone else, he knows he wants you to provide for them. So he will provide enough for you to have enough, but also for someone else to have enough. And so know that the Lord will provide enough for you. Know that he is Yahweh Yireh, Jehovah Jireh. He is the one who will provide for you. And because he will provide enough for you, you can then be generous with what you have. You can be generous whether you feel like you have enough or not, because you know the Lord will provide no matter how you feel. So remember that this week. Remember he is your Yahweh Yireh, your Jehovah Jireh. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are memorizing Matthew 6:33, this is your reminder to do that. And I'll see you guys next time.